everyone. We're here at Lucas Oil Stadium, also known as the house that Peyton built. We're about to go in and interview Ryan Vaughn, president of Indiana Sports Corp. Let's head inside. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, what a sports commission is, and why it started in Indiana?
Yeah, so the Indiana Sports Corp was founded in 1979. It was the first sports commission in the country. And our mission really is to attract premier sporting events to the city of Indianapolis and use those events to enrich our city by economic development, engage our citizens through volunteerism, and then find opportunities to connect youth to sports. And so it's been our mission for 40 years, and it's had a huge impact on the development of our city.
Why do you think you guys and the Indiana Sports Corp really believe in the impact that sports can have on a community and the city?
Yeah, you hit on why we were founded. Back in the early 70s, the city of Indianapolis really didn't have an identity. And like most major cities at that time, was kind of struggling with suburban flight and a lot of those issues. And so the founding fathers of the Sports Corp said, hey, sports are a positive influence in the world, and they need to be a positive influence in our community. And so they really doubled down on this idea that by attracting major sporting events and building facilities, you have to have facilities. We could build a culture around that, and an economy could grow out of it. And I'm so glad they did that in 1979, because here we are 40 years later. We were able to attract an NFL franchise. We were able to Super Bowls, Final Fours, several Olympic trials. So it's been great.
A lot of cities are investing a lot of money in the development of their sports. Can you describe what is sports tourism and how it's been able to impact your job and also the city around?
Yeah, I think sports tourism is a broad term. So we all think sports tourism. We think Super Bowls. We think Final Fours, where teams and fans and coaches from all parts of the country coalesce in one spot for one moment. But the reality is, sports tourism is much broader than that. It's everything from your youth travel soccer league all the way to your MLS final. And so it's impactful for a community for a lot of different reasons. One, you're introducing people who are not from your community to your community. It's an opportunity to put on your best face, for them to experience all that you have to offer, maybe attract them to come back in a leisure visit as opposed to a sports visit. It also supports the economy in a big way. People have to eat, they have to sleep, they have to drive around, and they want to experience the culture of the place they're in. One of my favorite things to do when I travel is ask the waiter, where does the waiter go for dinner? What's that hyper-local experience that I can introduce to fans? And I also think it's really good brand-building civic pride moment. People get excited when they can say, Indy hosted the 2012 Super Bowl, and your city or your town can develop a reputation of having invested in a brand that's positive and gives them a national, sometimes global media stage.
I think that's something that's been really unique for me to learn about Indianapolis, was everyone's really bought into this sports impact. How have you been able to get the community as a whole to buy into what you guys are doing and your mission?
Yeah, so that's the really important part about that. Part of our mission is making sure that the event itself is not the only thing that happens. Like, the event needs to deliver some positive community impact. And once the community sees that or feels that, then they want to be a part of it, they want to help it, and they want to support it. So, we do legacy projects. We call them legacy or community impact projects around every event we do. When we host Division 1, 2, or 3 swimming championships, we also go into our inner city and provide free swim lessons to kids who may not know how to swim, and they're being taught by these athletes. We then take those kids that are at a certain skill level, and we'll guarantee them a job as lifeguards in our city pools. So it's sort of connecting those dots so that the community can see that it's more than just a game. It's about using the game to have an impact in the community.
And one of the reasons I'm here is because I'm a part of the TechStars group right now that's in Indiana. It's the first sports-focused TechStars, and you guys are a big reason of why we had the opportunity to come here. Why was it important to bring innovation into the city of Indianapolis?
Yeah, we want to stay on the cutting edge of the sports world. So we're always chasing these sports events as a way to impact our city. And you mentioned this, we also want to attract sports-related businesses to grow that ecosystem in our community. At one point in time, the AAU was relocated from New York to Indy, the NCAA, as you mentioned. And so we had this vision about, what if we were just super deliberate about growing sports-related companies in our community so that ecosystem of fans and sports could continue to just help support what we do here and support our brand. And so the outgrowth of that was this TechStars Sports Accelerator, and we're grateful to have you and 9 other companies here over the summer experiencing our city, growing your business. Our hope is that you fall in love and stay, or at least open an office. But at the end of the day, what we really want to do is be a catalyst for your success. And so you leave here with a positive impression of Indy, and you can come back anytime.
So Lucas Oil was built in 2008. There have been NCAA Final Fours. There's been a Super Bowl. There have been a ton of Colts games. Can we talk about some of your favorite moments here at Lucas Oil?
Sure. Yeah. One of my favorite moments kind of happened right around the area where we're at now. I think it's referred to as the 4th and 2.
Yeah.
When the Colts and the Patriots were playing, and the Colts were down, Patriots were driving, but Bill Belichick knew that he had to keep going because he couldn't stop Peyton Manning. And so on 4th and 2, on his own side of his field, they go for it. Sort of a fumbled pass. They failed to make the 4th and 2. Turn around. I was sitting right up there, 15 rows off the field here, and then watched Peyton Manning do Reggie Wayne for the winning touchdown drive. And the Colts over the Patriots. I think probably one of the most memorable for the folks here in Indianapolis was when Butler made it to the Final Four in their backyard, made it all the way to the final game. Then Gordon Hayward from half court launches a last-second shot that is just inches away from being the true Cinderella story of the NCAA Final Four. I know the citizens that were here from Indy, they were very proud of their Butler team, but a little disappointed they couldn't make that shot. So.
I'm telling you, that play plays every year during the Final Four. I've rewatched it. I can't even tell you how many times, but I still feel just the anticipation of the miss, and it breaks my heart. I'm a Butler fan during that time. But one more.
Well, one more has to be the Super Bowl for 2012. I mean, the city of Indianapolis worked so hard to be able to host the Super Bowl. No one really thought the Super Bowl would come to a city our size. We built this beautiful stadium. We tried once to get the Super Bowl, and we were unsuccessful. We tried again. We finally got it. Then just to have the stadium and the city on display during 2012 was awesome. And it didn't hurt that Manning beat the Patriots once again in Lucas Oil Stadium. So it was a great game, but it was an even more special week for the city to be on stage.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having us. This has been great.